But I'm sure from the title of this topic, you have an idea of what we are talking about. And because of how important I know this topic is, I just want to say if you are watching this video and I know you are going to find it helpful, you are welcome in advance. You don't need to thank me too much. You don't need to thank us too much. We're just doing the Lord's work. I mean, what is there? What is there? But I think this is going to be an interesting conversation. And I mean, before we even start, I was just thinking to myself that aside from the women, I even know some men that the woman even wants to have sex, but the man is just like, hey, no, after what I saw you go through, I mean, so it can go both ways, and not a lot of couple. I mean, how many people do you actually see on social media will come and tell you I'm struggling? I mean, most people want to stay anonymous or say it in a safe place, but it is something that really goes on, and sex is an important thing in marriage, right? So I have the honor of having EwaOluwa with us.
Thank you. So
I'm so
excited to
happy.
be here.
I mean, I told you, like, this is a conversation I've been wanting to have since like last year, right?
Yeah,
But for one reason or the other, so I have waited for months
oh,
for this conversation. So I'm excited. Can you please tell us about yourself?
My name is Oluwaseun Usidame. Welcome to my YouTube channel.
okay. Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here, and well done with the work you're doing. It's
Oh,
such a
thank
noble
you.
work. We need
Thank
more
you.
people like you out there. So thank you.
Hey,
So
God,
my
well, I'm
name,
praying for more people to wake up. It is
so like you said, my name is EwaOluwa Eni-Odunjo. You can call me Ewa. I am a wife, a mom of two beautiful, talkative, rambunctious girls. I am a certified marriage and family life counselor, and in this season, I am a wife coach. So I'm focused mostly on young wives. Um, I run a circle called Young Wives Circle. I mean, the name
yeah.
says it all. I help young wives between 1 to 10 years in marriage to thrive and not lose
Mm.
themselves, in the process of being wives and being moms and all of that. So yeah, it's a pleasure to be here, and I'm excited for the conversation that we're about to have. Thank you.
Same here. And also I have to say I think it's really beautiful just what you are doing. Just this morning, right? There was a conversation on Twitter trending, and I was just thinking to myself that a lot of people, you'll be surprised how different marriage is in reality. Like, I
Hmm.
mean, my husband and I dated for how many years? I think maybe 4 years or something. And the dating did not prepare me for anything that marriage had to offer. The number of books, I mean, of course they helped, okay, so but I just feel like it's another ball game entirely. Do you understand? And it's
Mm-hmm.
beautiful that in this season, because I know a lot of women in those days they didn't have this kind of support that we have now. So please, if you're someone, don't think, oh, I have it all figured out. Please, if you can, a lot of times good counsel has saved my marriage. Honestly, I've said
Mm-hmm.
it time and time again. Just having right because there's also bad counsel also. The
Yeah.
good counsel, as you know, saved my marriage a lot of times. So I mean, thank
Mm-hmm.
you for all that you do.
Thank
Right.
you.
And just to start the conversation, I want to even know, what do you think about sex after childbirth? When you hear that topic, what comes to your mind? What have you seen? And yes, just speak to us on the topic itself.
So, sex after childbirth, I think the way I'll start is to say that it especially for moms who have like vaginal delivery, like I
Hmm.
did, the thought of sex, at least after my first child, sex after childbirth felt like it almost looked like a horror movie, or it almost sounded like a horror movie to me. Like after everything I've been through down there, you mean you still wanna I still even think about it. So
Hmm.
so on a general scale, I think sex postpartum is almost a very like scary subject, especially for those
Hmm.
who are like first time moms. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much what I think about it when I first heard it initially. Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I mean, still speaking more to your experience, I like that it's something you can really relate to. How did you then, I mean, navigate that phase? How were you able to come out of it?
So first things first, right? You know that you are married, and one of the things that married people do is they have sex. So
Yeah.
you just know that at least you see women who have had multiple children. So you know that it means after the first one, they still had sex to have more
Yeah.
children, right? So you
Yeah.
know somewhere in your mind, you know it's possible. You know that, oh, they
Yeah.
didn't die afterwards, right? So you know that it continues for them to even get pregnant and have five. You ask me, so you were really on a roll, mommy, right? You get so. So that sort of helped me to say that okay, I will do it again. I just need
Yeah.
to be well informed and
Yeah.
ready for it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Wow.
that's
Wow.
that's how I was able
That's
to.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. So, I mean, what would you say to maybe a woman that sorry, let me just read out from my notes. So, what would you say to a woman who is struggling with intimacy after birth? What are some helpful things she can do to navigate that phase?
Okay. So first, I think she needs to first admit that she has been through an experience, and
Mm,
she's not wrong for feeling like, you know, I'm scared, I'm not ready, all
yeah.
those things that come along with the thought of having sex after a baby.
Mm-hmm.
So the first step is to admit it and then embrace it, and from that point you now start to say, what can I, like, what knowledge can I start to seek? What
Mm,
counsel, like you said initially, counsel can really save you, right? What counsel can I
mm,
start to seek out to ensure that I am able to transition back? Because the truth is,
yeah.
it's not sex postpartum is not like, oh, let's resume. You can't just resume. It's like an entire reintroduction. Sometimes I think to my husband, I'm like, I'm a virgin, like I'm starting all over again. Do you get so?
Yeah.
It's pretty much
Yeah.
like that. So I want you to think about it in that light. That okay, I'm not just resuming from where we left off. I'm starting
Yeah.
again with a
Again.
new body, with a new set of
Yeah.
feelings, with a new
Yeah.
mindset, right? I have seen a couple of things on this journey of pregnancy and delivery. So let's start from the beginning. If you embrace it as, we're starting all over, it will make it a bit easier. And so with that, you can start to have like communication with your husband. Because many times it's in that place where we don't talk about it that, things
Hmm.
can go wrong. So you start
Hmm.
with communication. Tell your partner what you're feeling. Don't be
Yeah.
afraid to talk about it, right? I don't know, maybe because of maybe postpartum blues or postpartum depression. Some women tend to just like want to be quiet, just
Hmm.
be moody, not want to talk about
Hmm.
anything. But because you know that sex is an integral part of your marriage relationship, it must happen, right?
Yeah.
So talk about it with your partner. Tell him how you're feeling. Babe, I'm scared. Oh. What if this thing pains me? Like just anything on your mind, start with communication. So the moment you start to talk, and hopefully you have an understanding husband who can, be patient with you to say, okay, babe, don't worry. We can take it slow. If it hurts, then we don't have to go all the way. All those kind of conversations will start to like put your mind at rest, right? And then take it in stages. You don't have to go from
Hmm.
0 to 100 real quick. Even though, they say, oh, 6 weeks after postpartum, you're good to go. You're not necessarily be good to go. So
Yeah.
let's take it 0, to 1, 2, 3, step by step. And you can start with like non-penetrative sex, right? You can start with non-sexual touch. Let's even start from there. You're hugging, you're cuddling. You can do like some massages. Your husband can be your masseuse. All those kind of things. Just get back into the flow of just having fun and non-sexual intimacy with each other. I think it goes a very long way. And because for we as women, sex for us is not first physical, it's first like
Yeah.
emotional. So the moment
Mm-hmm.
your husband is able to get you at that level, like connect with you at that level, it's easier for your body to start, awakening again to sexual
Responding.
pleasure. You
Mm-hmm.
say if you will want it eventually, right? If it's touching you good, touching you in the right places, whispering the right things into your ears, making you like feel like, oh, even though you may not like your body right now, you're still the sexiest thing since fried rice, right? When you see all of that, there's no how you start to respond, except there are deeper
Yeah.
issues, which you might need to seek medical help for,
Attention.
right? But on a
Mm.
general scale, with the average, postpartum body, right, the right kind of emotional connection will awaken you again. And so for I don't know if I should go here now, but let me
Okay.
just touch on it. When you're not ready to do the main thing, like to have like
Okay.
penetrative sex,
Yeah.
the your vagina will be really dry because of
Mm.
hormonal changes here and there, fluctuations and all of that. So have your lube. We call it our tools of what do we call it? There's something we call it tools of something, maybe tools of education
Mm.
or whatever. Have it ready with you, right? By your bedside. Non water-based lubricants. Just to ensure
Mm.
that you don't feel any kind of friction, because it's when there's not enough lubrication, it can be painful. right? And you
Yeah.
don't want anything that will make you feel traumatized. That like, hey,
Mm.
I did sex for the first time after childbirth and I was in so much pain. Not necessarily use your loop. Just save yourself the drama. Just
Yes,
use
yeah.
it generously, right? It can really make things,
Easier.
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 Yeah.
Thank you.
So
I like that you shared, really practical, tips. And
mhm,
while we're talking, I still want to refer people to another resource, like a good material. I have an entire video on it. There's
mm,
a lady that wrote a book and talks about reclaiming your spirit, your body, and your mind after
mm,
childbirth. I'm preaching the gospel of that book because I don't think there's anything you encounter as a woman as it relates to your motherhood journey that book does not address, right? But
wow.
like I said, I have an entire video on it on my channel, so please go and get the book. You can, because she also spoke in detail about if you are, struggling, and other practical things that can
Mhm,
also help. Okay, so we'll go to the next question, and it is, what if a woman doesn't even feel sexy? Because there's a confidence to it, right? Your
mhm,
body, as you look in the mirror. I think recently I went somewhere, because in my house we don't have like a full body mirror, right?
mhm.
I think maybe I went to the restroom and they have like a big mirror, and I saw my tummy. I said, so this is what you look like. I called my husband. You didn't tell me that my tummy looks like this now. So you have been seeing it and you did not talk. And mom was like, what's going on with this girl? Right. So how honestly, the truth is your body has gone through something, right? How do
Mhm,
I
mhm,
get that confidence again? Right.
mm. So it's interesting how many times this postpartum body wahala, the men don't say, oh, well, the average
Honestly.
man doesn't say. There's some men on the extreme sharp, but the average guy
Mm.
is like, babe, you're
Mm-hmm.
even hotter. Like, I like what is done to your body. You're giving me a little extra to work with, right? So, but for the woman, I mean, it's natural for you to look at yourself and be like, where did like, who is this? Right?
Yeah.
For some women, you gain weight during pregnancy. For some, we lose weight. By we, I mean me. My first pregnancy, I lost a lot of weight. So, on
Wow.
whatever side of the divide you fall into, whether you gain weight or you
Mm-hmm.
lose weight, the truth is your body changes, right?
Yes.
Once you carry a baby, you're not the same. So I'll first say it's okay to sort of mourn the the loss
Hmm.
of your old body, like to have a goodbye ceremony for your old body,
Hmm.
right? I know that I had to do it. Wasn't like anything dramatic or anything, but I had to say to myself that, Ewa, these clothes don't fit anymore, and it's okay.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
it was very emotional, and it was especially because I was looking forward to gaining some weight and looking like, that chubby, yummy, mommy, pregnant lady kind of thing. But it didn't happen for me, so it was really heartbreaking. And my clothes got bigger, not tighter, right? And so it was just a lot. But I had to come to the point where I was like, you know what, these clothes don't fit anymore, and it's okay.
Hmm.
You can, you might grow into them again, you might not.
Yeah.
But can we say bye bye to them? Let's get clothes that fit your body now, right?
Yeah.
And then let's start the process of getting to know this new you and see
Listen.
how we can
Yeah.
rock it. It wasn't a 1 day journey. There were
Hmm.
tears. There were, God, why? This is not what I ordered. What I ordered versus what I got. Did you get? So it was a lot. It was a lot. And then, in Nigeria, now people will start talking. People will asking you
Yeah.
10 questions that you don't have answers to, right? Um, and it was an ordeal. I can't lie, it was really tough. It was really tough. But I
Oh.
had to get to the point where I said, Ewa, like, this is a season, and you're a
Hmm.
strong, powerful, beautiful woman. If you
Yes,
stay
girl.
here, if you stay here, it doesn't really serve you, right? So can we, just get back? And I'll rant to my husband, but eventually I think my own ceremony was that I ordered a bunch of new clothes that were my size. And then I, did the whole fashion parade thing for my husband. And I liked the way I looked because the clothes now fit.
Hmm.
Do you get? So that's one
Hmm.
thing that I can recommend. Just it's okay to cry for the body that is gone. You might get it back.
Yeah.
Fantastic. You might not get it back, which is not bad at all because now you get to, meet a new version of yourself. I mean,
Yeah.
you are rekindled, you are renewed, and
Yes.
yeah, and who knows, you might just fall in love with her even much more than, who you're coming from.
People.
And another thing I'd say is, your mind, it's going to
Hmm.
be a lot of mind, renewing mindset work. Just dethroning the lies and then enthroning like the truth about who you really are. If you are a
Yeah.
believer, God is your go-to, right? Go to the
Mm-hmm.
Word of God and let His truth sit in your heart again. Whenever the lies
Mm-hmm.
come that you, what are some of the lies? That you're ugly,
You
you're
are not
shapeless,
beautiful. Your body is not here.
all those things, right? Whenever they come, don't allow. So there's this saying that a bird can fly over. You can't prevent a bird from flying over your head, but you can prevent it from building a nest on your head.
Hmm.
Same thing with your
Hmm.
thoughts and your emotions. They can come. Someone shared a post recently. Shout out to Lady Dawn, my pastor's wife. About how emotions are visitors. They don't have to like
Hmm.
live with you forever.
Yeah.
Feel free to wave goodbye. Yes, you might entertain it for a bit here and there, but when you're done, you're done. Come and be going. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want you are not I don't want you to become a resident member of my life, right? So
Yeah.
if you are into journaling, if you like journaling, you can, sit with your journal, write out the negative thoughts that are coming. There's this left and right column thing. Write the negative on one side and then counter it with positive thoughts. Um, I don't like just thoughts, like positive thoughts. I prefer like truths from the word of God because that carries
Yeah.
more weight than just your own feel good thoughts, right? So I'll
Yeah.
say that. And then mirror talk. Look at yourself in the mirror. So I removed after my no, before I gave birth to my first daughter, when I started losing weight and started looking somehow, I removed the mirror from my room. I couldn't look at myself. I was
Wow.
always a mess whenever I looked at myself. So I removed the mirror. So eventually I was able to go back to the mirror, look at myself, and embrace my new self, and I'll just start to, we call it hype yourself, you know find what is nice, find what is good about your body, and yeah, just be gentle with your body, really.
Hmm.
your as much as you're doing mind work, also do body work, affirm your body, like speak life to your body, and yeah, gradually it will come back, and then you might need reinforcements. So my husband was my number one reinforcement that year. That guy, he tried for me, right? He will just hype me, finish me. He will tap my
Hmm.
bum that has disappeared. Because I said there's one thing that you say is there. Like, he will still be everything. So gradually I started to feel like, okay, actually this guy still likes my body. I still look good. I'm still all right. Yeah. So yeah, those are some of the things that I would say can help you go through that journey of
Please.
you know, body body
Yeah.
issues, right? Body image issues. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And I think I like the first thing you even spoke about it's okay to grieve, like it's okay to sit, and if like cry, like
Yeah.
allow yourself feel the emotions, but understand that the emotions are just visitors, right? So I really love that aspect, and something
Mm.
practical that you did. By the time you started wearing clothes that match your current size, you're like, oh okay, I still
Yeah.
look good.
Yeah.
So my sister,
Mm-hmm.
go and change your wardrobe. Just go and get new clothes. I remember for me, so I've always been on the big side, so I added more weight. So I've always have let go of, I mean, you are big. We've dealt that, we dealt with that, right?
Yeah.
Thankfully, I was able to also lose, a bit more weight. But one thing is even my tummy. That's why I say my tummy, like half
Mm.
of it is covered with stretch marks, right?
Mm.
And if anybody asks me, or, I mean, people are going to see me naked, but my thought is, if my daughter asks me what is it, I say I fought with tiger.
Yeah.
This is a sign that your mother went to
That's
battle
right.
and she won. That's why I went to battle and I won. This is a reminder that I won.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Mm-hmm.
just how I've chosen to see. Because I cannot kill myself. I cannot do anything about it.
Really, actually.
Right. So thank you so much for that. We'll just
Thank
take,
you.
more questions. But if there's anyone currently, you're watching this video, first of all, subscribe. As you're watching like this, go and subscribe. And I want you to, maybe, I'm sure there are other moms that can relate. What has helped you? Maybe there's some things we have been saying so far, you can relate to it. As you're saying, it's true. Tell us in the comment section, because you don't know. So not
Mm.
everybody may want to put, a comment or all of that, but they are there, they are listening, they are watching. And if you have more questions, you can put in the comments. You don't want to be public. My Instagram handle, Oluwa Eni-Odunjo. Send me a DM. Even Ewa, I'm sure you can reach out to her. She will not chase you away, right? Reach out to her. You have people here that are safe and you can talk to her, express yourself. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so moving on, we just take a few more questions. And I like this also. How can partners, because there's sometimes, like I said, I know of people where it's the woman that is ready, but the man is like, I beg, I cannot touch you. Or the man is like, this thing is taking too long now. And the woman is like, whoa, 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 please don't stress me. How do we match that? What do we do?
Ah. to be honest, that in between of trying to just before you get married, it's almost like we'll always be ready together. Everybody will wanna do it at the same time. All those movies they lied. It's not true. You know, someone is ready, somebody else is like, I have a deadline. I'm sorry, right? But as it relates to postpartum, many times it's the husband that will be ready, the wife will not be ready, right? What I can say here is that again, the like they say, you're the one who knows where the shoe is pinching you, right? So you're the one who knows what is going on in your body and in your mind.
Yeah.
Your husband doesn't know. The only way he can know is if you tell him. So if you don't tell him, to him, Atibimo, sorry for not your right. We've given birth. The baby is out. Oh yeah, now let's continue to roll. Let's be rocking this thing. Let the marriage bed be shaking. But you know that you're not there yet. That's if you're not there yet, because I
Yeah.
don't know. So it might not be everybody. Maybe some ladies are good to go. There was a story, funny story I want to insert here. Someone told me a story that a lady went for a 6 weeks postpartum checkup. Upon arriving, when she came back, she started crying to her, "Mommy, I'm pregnant." Oh, she's like,
Ah.
what's going on?
My
I'm like,
sister.
what? She's like, so people would not even wait for the 6 weeks. You've already been going. I said, well, anyway, moving on. That's not my story. That's
Wow.
not
That's wow.
It
Wow.
was hilarious. I can't lie. But so yeah, some ladies are ready before 6 weeks, and that's okay. That's fine. But if you're not, and if you can't seem to like match, when your husband is ready and all of that, again, communication is key.
Yeah.
Let him know. Let him know what's going on. And let him know that, because some people, even after 6 weeks, because some husbands are always waiting for the 6 weeks. So after 6 weeks, we are good to go. I remember after my second child, so my husband was waiting for like 6 weeks. I'm like, 6 weeks does not mean go. It doesn't mean green light. So we had to, so you need to have that conversation to say, even though they clear me medically, I still also have to clear, with my
Myself.
body,
Yeah.
clear my mind, clear my emotions, right?
Yeah.
And what you can do, because the truth is, even though most of the shifts and the changes occur in the woman, men also experience their own postpartum things, though. Let's not get twisted. They too, they have
Yeah,
postpartum
correct.
feelings, postpartum
Yeah.
stress, feeling
Yeah.
like like the way you feel like your life has totally like flipped.
Changed.
They too,
Yeah.
they feel that way as well. And one of the things that makes them feel that way is this matter of sex as well. Because for men, sex is more of like an urgent need than it is for women, right? So the moment they can't have sex, they start to feel neglected. They start to feel like, okay, so what do I do with the urges I'm feeling? Because they are still feeling it, right? So in such a case, I think what you can do when your husband is ready to go, but you're not ready to go, is to sort of reassure him that, babe, believe me, I'm not trying to withhold from you. I'm not trying to make you feel like neglected or anything. I understand, right? But we are both in different places. And so what you can do is you can have non-sexual intimacy. So be available still. Allow him to touch your body. I know you might not yet be feeling
Yeah.
like 100%, but you can have cuddles. After my first child, my
Yeah.
husband and I will hug. Like he needed it. He needed it. I also needed it. Can we just like my own was more of I'm tired. His own was more of, let me touch your body. Do you get? But we both needed the hug. Although he too, for him too, was a lot of emotional, all of that as well. But like just make sure that you are touching base with each other. You're
Yeah.
connecting, right? If you can, kiss, hug, cuddle. You can cuddle, without being fully. Don't wear turtleneck and pajama pants and lock up and cuddle. Like free yourself, mama. Yes, you might be licking milk and all of that. The men don't always usually care. Oh. Do you get? Let the
Yeah.
milk.
Yeah.
It's milk, right? It's women that are
Yeah.
usually finicky
Yeah.
about things like that.
Yeah.
So if you like leave your bra on, right, and just maybe a short or something, but
Yeah.
let there be touching, let there be feeling. It's good for you as well. It's good for him and it's good for you. And then there are other ways that your man can reach climax without penetrative sex. So explore those other options. It's not one street, right? You can have if you are into it. I'm not recommending anything. No. If you are into it, anything that doesn't cause harm, is
Yeah.
safe. So if you're into oral, if you're into, just using your hands, whatever you guys are comfortable with, right? Explore
Yeah.
those options. Um, What else? So yeah, I think that's that. And then just let him know the way we like to hear words of, affirmation and oh, you look good and all of that. Also talk to your husband, right? Let him
Hmm.
know, oh babe, I miss you. Oh, I love you. Man, I miss the
Yes.
days that it used to just be both of us. I will have finished you by now. Just keep teasing, keep playing,
Yeah.
right? You get it helps him. So and also it helps you so that when you're ready, the there won't be like an emotional war between both of you, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's what I would
Yeah.
say. Hmm.
Thank you so much. So I mean, I just like to emphasize again on some things they are saying, right? Any woman, first of all, I like to say that it's normal. A lot of people experience it, right? And we all get it, right? Give yourself the time to heal. But because you're also in an institution where there's marriage, there are two people, and you both, to an extent, like you said, that people that have given it to 5 children, they kept doing it. Do you understand? So don't lock up and wait for 1 year, and you guys won't have sex, my sister. Do you understand? Walk towards healing, right? So you are in a dark place. Because I mean, my next question is going to go to what of moms that are already feeling the guilt. Do you
Mm.
understand? They can see that Omo, God, I've not got in my body, like I still don't feel it. And this man, and you're already feeling guilty. What do you have to say to people like that?
So those that are feeling guilty, um, let your guilt move you to repentance in a sense, right? Do you get? If you're feeling guilty, you're feeling bad, you're seeing your husband, like you can always tell when a man needs sex. There's just a way that,
Mm,
their lights, their eyes just dim. They're not as, vibrant as a
probably,
man that
yeah.
is, getting it right on a steady. So you are seeing your man, so of course you will feel a bit guilty. So instead of just sitting in that guilt, again, talk to him, let him know, right? And let him know
Mm-hmm.
that, babe, I'm here to help you anyway. So I think
Yeah.
it's just a case of like, you just said, realizing that we are two in this marriage, right?
Yeah.
So even though it's what you've experienced, I don't want to say what you've gone through because it's not like something negative in that sense, although it can have some, it can be a bit
Negative,
traumatic for some
yeah.
people.
Of course.
But it's a good thing that you now have a child, right? So it's good news,
Yeah.
right? So I don't want you to be so down in the hard places or in the hard things that happen in the process, right? That
Yeah.
you totally forget every other person. Marriage is
Hmm.
still a selfless union. So as
Mm-hmm.
much as possible, make yourself available. And to be
Mm-hmm.
honest, sometimes, although I won't recommend this for the first time, like when you're coming back, first time sex after baby, but they'll like after you've done it a couple of times or whatever, there'll still be some times when you're not in the mood. You're what's it called? You just don't even feel turned on. Like you can go months and
Hmm.
months without ever feeling turned on as a new mom, right? In those kind of moments, you know that okay, I'm not turned on, but I can still have sex even though I'm not turned on.
Yeah.
You get so someone I think is the Kingsley Okonkwo call it beautiful sex and dutiful sex, right? So sometimes it might not
Hmm.
be fireworks kind of sex where you're both, you know, everything. Sometimes it's just
Yeah.
okay, babe. I don't know if I'm allowed to reveal this, but you'll forgive me. I call it buffet, buffet sex. I'm like, I'm just gonna lie down here like a table of, delicious snacks for you, and you just take what you like. Enjoy yourself. A few times I've actually slept off and he's just enjoying himself. And I'm like, that's fine. It's okay. You get it's okay, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to wallow in the guilt and wait until my body's not responding. I'm not yet feeling sexy. I'm not yet. It's like okay, he needs it. That's fine. I'm happy to serve.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you guys noticed there was a bit of a glitch. So I mean, I don't know by the time I'm editing, in case it happened. Sorry, I had a bit of an issue, but we're back. Okay. So I just have a few more questions before we wrap up. But what are some of the myths that we hear around as it relates to sex after childbirth?
Okay. So one very common one that I've heard is that, the vagina will be too wide and people will not enjoy sex anymore.
Hmm.
I've heard some men have this fear, so the women also have the fear.
Hmm.
Or some men have this misconception, so women are also like, oh, afraid that maybe he won't find me enjoyable anymore. But
Yeah.
the truth is that your vagina is like an elastic band. It's even
Hmm.
though it stretches to push out your baby,
Yeah.
it's going to contract right back. It might not go to the way it was from in the beginning when when God created you, but it's not going to become so wide that you can just throw something inside. Like no, no, no. it will still be tight enough for you to have pleasurable sex. So I want you to throw that
Yeah.
out the window and don't be afraid. And I heard that this is one reason why some people opt for elective CS, so that their vagina can
Mm.
retain its original,
It's size.
tightness. So
True.
if that's the reason why you want to opt, or that's not, that's
That's not the
your
best.
vagina will get
Yeah.
back to normal. Don't worry. Don't be afraid. All right. Yeah. So that's one myth.
Okay.
Um, Another myth that I've heard is breastfeeding is a birth control.
So you
Don't
carry
calm,
belly.
don't calm yourself, please. It works for some people. It works. God bless them. We're happy for them. But let us
But
calm
not
yourself.
everyone.
Not
Yeah.
everyone. So if you know you're not ready for baby number two right after baby number one, please get your
Mm-hmm.
birth control sorted. Whatever
Mm-hmm.
method works for you, speak with your husband and your doctor and choose a method that works for you, right? Um, I think a final one that I'll say is that people feel like, oh, you might never like fully enjoy sex again as a woman
Sex.
after
Hmm.
childbirth, right? So, just whatever you feel or whatever you take, just take it like that. Whatever you get, take it
Hi.
like that. But that's not true. You can still experience like pleasurable and even climatic sex. Like you should still be able
Yeah.
to reach climax, except there are other
Yeah.
medical issues that happened during the process of birthing, which you should still speak to your doctor about. But if
Mm-hmm.
you healed properly, everything is fine. Whether it's a vaginal birth or CS birth, if you heal properly and you're not in pain and all of that, you should be able to, enjoy sex and,
Enjoy.
get to
Yeah.
that point where you're screaming your head off. Yes, you should. You were supposed it's your birthright. So don't feel like, oh, once I've had a baby, that's all, like there's no more great sex. No, 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 you should still have
Mm-hmm.
great sex. So those are three
Mm-hmm.
things that I just want to touch on that I've heard, on sex after baby. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I think those are actually real fears. Especially even me, I have the fear with
Mm.
the first one, right? So at least thank you for actually saying that. But I mean, I don't know if there's any other important thing, just as a summary, right? So any woman, mom to be, whatever it is, just something that relates to this conversation and
Mm.
even maybe to the men. Yeah,
Mhm.
anything.
Okay. Um, so I'll say to the woman, yes, you're now a mom, right? But first, you're a woman. Even before you're a wife,
Hmm.
you're a woman. So it can be easy to forget yourself as you care for
Hmm.
everybody else. But so I remember when I had my first baby, I kept saying, because I felt so weak to do many things, right? And so thankfully my both moms were there, my mom and my husband's mom and everything, and my extra moms, because in Yoruba we have plenty mommies. So I had a lot of moms around. But you know how, when things are not done the way you want, especially for someone like me, I'm very finicky. So I'm like, I just want to everybody just go. I want to take over, but I was too weak to do that. So I just kept saying, I need to prioritize my healing. I need to first
Hmm.
be all right so that I can take care of my
Yeah.
child and my family the way I
Yeah.
want to. So if you don't
Yeah.
prioritize your own health, you will be everything around you will just be happening, right?
Yeah.
And you will feel so lost, because that's another thing that
Mm-hmm.
happens when you get married and then when you have children. With each child,
Mm-hmm.
someone said, when a baby is born, a mom too is born, right? So
Yeah.
you become a new version of yourself. So your
Yeah.
identity sort of shifts. It can tamper with the
Hmm.
way you see your, like, it can be a whole lot. There's that
Mm-hmm.
identity part to it as well. So if you don't prioritize your own care, you'll keep feeling overwhelmed, you keep feeling lost,
Yeah.
right? And so what are some of the things you can do to prioritize your own care? Because you might not be able to do a lot if you don't have a lot of help, hands to help you. But the little
Mm-hmm.
things go a long way. Take a bath. I know sometimes the baby might be screaming and it's like, I don't even have time to let the baby scream. They say it's good for their lungs, right? So have a bath, right? Freshen up, use deodorant, use perfume if you're into scent. If you smell something good, if you smell nice, you'll feel better, right? So smell nice.
Hmm.
You might not be able to do like braids and luscious, Brazilian and whatnot. But simple
True.
cornrows. Don't do the all straight all back if you're not into it. Like there are pretty cornrows that you can do that you still feel like a babe, right? So do
Yeah.
your hair, right? Buy some stud earrings if you don't want to wear all the excessive things. Just looking good and just, feeling refreshed goes a long way, even for
Way.
your own mental
Yeah.
health. So prioritize that. Um, sleep. Oh. So I was just telling a sister of mine yesterday, she's in the phase where the baby's not sleeping through the night. You know, they all babies have like each new month is a new schedule. I'm like, so, but I said to her, whenever you feel sleepy, whenever the nap wants to take you, just let it take you. Don't think about it. Just sleep, because you need those pockets of naps here and there. It goes a long
Yeah.
way to helping you regain your strength, and
Mm-hmm.
and then you can even start to think about things like sex, when you feel better.
Yeah.
And then to the wives concerning your husband, if for any reason, you feel like you're being pressured beyond what you can bear, don't keep silent. Don't endure. You're not supposed to endure your marriage. Speak
Mm-hmm.
out, talk to
Yeah.
a trusted third party that can intervene between both of you. Because I know that there's some men that, they can be a bit forceful, they can be a bit demanding, and then you as the wife, you're feeling like, oh, I just feel like he's using me. I just feel used. I just feel like all he wants is my body. Those kind of things.
Hmm.
Please talk to someone. Talk to someone. Um, and then to the men, we understand that you have this need. We acknowledge you, sir, 100%. We don't want to deprive you. However, we need you to be very, very, very patient, right? Just imagine that your wife is like very, tender, treat her like
Fragile.
an egg at this point in time.
Yeah.
And if you invest in her emotional well-being, you will reap the dividends in due time, right? So be
Mm-hmm.
very intentional about being affectionate, being tender, those kind of things. It goes a long, long way. Buy her gifts. Just let her know that, I see what you've
Right
done.
here.
Each year goes
Yeah.
day, like you did something massive. You did a great, like important work, right? And
Yeah.
so I celebrate that. I don't take it for granted. Let her know, right? And then, before you approach, do extensive foreplay, like long foreplay, right? And I'm sure you guys will have a great time. Thank you so much, sis. I think I'll wrap up with that. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I think that was very, very detailed. It would be almost impossible that you watch this video even up to now and at least something should have helped you. Something should have made you, feel better, made you feel seen. And, like I always keep emphasizing that, please, as much as however you are feeling is real and legitimate, don't choose to stay there, right? See, the truth is, nobody's going to come and save you. Sorry, right? I'm not saying that from a place of I'm trying to be sensitive. I went through postpartum depression. How I got saved was one day telling myself it's okay. All these thoughts, all
Mm,
this, I was not ready. It is okay.
yeah.
Let us move on and let us, And from there, I started to heal. It didn't happen overnight. In fact, the healing was in one phase, so I healed a bit, and then I realized that there were still areas of my life that needed more healing.
Mm,
But within time, everything, from someone that honestly I did not like motherhood. I did not like it. I did not like. Some people say it's stressful, but I mean, like, there's not about that I enjoy. But now I'm
mm,
at a place where I love it,
mm,
right? And it was because I intentionally wanted to come to that place. I didn't want to stay in the place of, I wasn't enjoying it just
mhm,
because it's hard, just because this one happened, just because that one happened. I really wanted to leave that place, and I consistently worked on myself, worked on my mind, right? And honestly, that is where the big change. That's where you begin to see the change. But Ewa, thank you so so much for making our time. I really enjoyed this conversation where I'm being open with us, with you, with your struggles, right? And guys, remember to subscribe, like, share, and drop a comment in this video. I'm sure this video will help a lot of women. I'll see you guys in the next video.
thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.